Good morning, dear friends. In today's class, I will take the most important chapter of English grammar, which is conjunction. If we talk about the definition of conjunction in English grammar, a conjunction works as a coordinator in a sentence, as a linking word in a sentence. It can connect two words, it can connect two sentences or more than two sentences. So we can say that it is a linking word which can connect either words or sentences. So before going to conjunction, we want to discuss something about the sentences which will be connected by conjunctions. There are three types of sentences in English grammar. First is simple sentence, other is compound sentence, and the last one is complex sentences. In daily routine, we use all types of sentences in English grammar. Even a child too, when he reads in class 1 or 2, or it doesn't matter he reads or not read, but even a child too uses these three types of sentences in his daily routine. He can make a simple sentence, a compound sentence, even a complex sentence. Nobody told him about its uses, but he uses it. Why? Because language cannot run on rules and regulations. Language runs on communication. It is the communicating power that reflects a language on the part of learners. So, I will discuss these three types of sentences in English grammar. Next, we go to the topic of conjunction, because without having a better understanding on the part of these three types of sentences, we cannot take conjunction. So we take the first type of sentence, which is simple sentence. What is simple sentence? A simple sentence is supposed to have a single word, a single subject, or more than two objects. There may be single object and there may be more than one object. It is not necessary. The existence of object is not necessary in a simple sentence. The necessary thing to be complete a sentence, there should be a verb and a subject. A verb and subject together create a sentence. So, if the combination of a single word and a single subject exists, it means it is a simple sentence. In case of compound sentence, there are two complete sentences which are being connected by fan voice. Fan voice means coordinating conjunctions. If two sentences are supposed to be connected by coordinating conjunctions, it means this is the compound sentence. There are two clauses. First is principal clause and second is subordinate clause. Subordinate clause cannot exist alone. it will need a sentence of principal clause to be existed in English grammar. A simple sentence can exist alone, but a sentence of principal clause can exist alone, but a sentence of subordinating clause cannot exist alone. It would need a sentence of principal clause to be dependent. This is why we call it dependent sentence. So it is necessary on the part of a dependent sentence to have a sentence of principal clause to be related with that sentence. So we can say that in case of compound sentence, there are two sentences. There are only two sentences of principal clause, and both of them are shown to be connected with friend voice or coordinating conjunctions. These are the coordinating conjunctions which try to connect two sentences of principal clauses. But in case of complex sentences, there must be a sentence of principal clause, and it is not important to be more than one subordinating clause or one subordinating clause. It is not important. There may be one subordinating clause or more than one subordinating clause being connected with subordinating conjunctions. Next, we would tell you what is coordinating conjunctions, what is subordinating conjunctions. Now I make it clear. Coordinating conjunctions connect only two sentences of principal clauses, while subordinating conjunctions connect two sentences. One is of principal clause and another is of subordinating clause. So these are three types of sentences in English grammar. First is simple sentence, another is compound sentence, and third one is complex sentence. Simple sentence doesn't require any type of conjunction. There may be conjunction, but these conjunctions are not working to link two sentences, but they can link two words or more than two words in a single sentence. But in case of compound sentence, a coordinating conjunction would connect two sentences or more than two sentences of principal clauses. But in case of complex sentences, subordinating conjunctions would connect two or more than two sentences. But in all sentences, there must be a sentence of principal clause. Otherwise, sentence would not give its complete meaning. A sentence gives its complete meaning when it is complete in itself. It means there should be a verb and a subject. But in case of incomplete sentence, there may be a verb, there may be a subject, but they are not complete in its form and structure. So, as I say, he goes to school. This is the complete sentence. If I say because he goes to school, this is not complete. Why? Why is this not complete? If I say anybody, because he goes to school, immediately he would ask a question to me. Why? The reason of because would be asked by him. because this is the incomplete sentence, and incomplete sentences cannot exist in English grammar. They would have to take resort of a complete sentence. They would have to be dependent on a complete sentence of principal clause. It means principal clause sentence. There would be a sentence of principal clause. So when we talk about simple sentences, it means a sentence which gives its complete meaning. If a sentence is not giving its complete meaning, it means it is not a sentence of principal clause. It is the sentence of subordinate clause. Mohan goes to school. This is the complete. This sentence is giving a complete sense. So this is a sentence of principal clause. If I say Sita writes a letter, but Mohan doesn't write letter. There are two complete sentences, and both sentences are supposed to be connected with a coordinate conjunction but. Here but is working as a conjunction because it is connecting one word to another, one sentence to another sentence. Sita writes a letter. This is the first sentence. Mohan does not write a letter. Mohan does not write letter. This is the second sentence. And the use of but as a conjunction is connecting one sentence to another sentence. So the basic function of a conjunction is to connect either more than two words or more than two sentences or more than two clauses. It is very important here to understand that when two sentences of principal clauses are being connected by a conjunction, we would have to use a comma. If coordinating conjunctions are used to connect the two sentences of principal clauses, then we would have to use a comma before a coordinating conjunction. Otherwise, our sentence would be wrong. But in case of complex sentences, as I say, Mohan goes to school because he wants to read. This is the complex sentence. For your kindest information, I want to tell you that there may be a single subject or more than one subject. It is not important. Important thing is there must be a complete sentence and an incomplete sentence, and both are supposed to be connected with a subordinating conjunction. As I say, Mohan goes to school. Mohan goes to school because Sita goes to school. Mohan goes to school because Sita goes to school. If I say because Sita goes to school, it is incomplete sentence. Why does Sita goes to school? I don't know. Why does anybody, if anybody would listen, because Sita goes to school, he would ask me, why does Sita goes to school? The answer is Ram goes to school. So Ram goes to school. This is the principal clause. Because Sita goes to school, this is the subordinate clause. And both are being connected with because. Because is subordinate conjunction and it is using two sentences. Here we doesn't need a comma. In case of When a principal clause is supposed to be connected with a subordinate clause, there would no need of a comma. But if two principal clauses are supposed to be connected with coordinating conjunctions, there would need a comma. So remember the use of comma. A comma is always used between a principal clause, between two principal clauses. But in case of one principal clause and another subordinate clause, there would need no comma. So this is the basic difference between among three types of sentences. First is simple sentence, another is compound sentence, and third one is complex sentence. I repeat, principal clause sentence can exist alone. They would not need any subordinating clause. But a subordinating sentences would need a principal clause to exist. A subordinate clause cannot exist alone in English grammar. There can be more than one subordinating clause, but they cannot exist alone until a principal clause gives them its subordination. So when we talk about simple sentences, there must be a subject and a verb. Ram goes to school. This is the simple sentence. Ram goes to school and Mohan does not go to school. This is the compound sentence. Ram goes to school because Sita does not go to school. This is the complex sentence. Because Sita does not go to school, it is not giving a complete sense. Ram goes to school, it gives a complete sense because it is complete in itself. But because Sita does not go to school, it is not complete in itself. So we can say that to be a complex sentence, there would be a sentence of principal clause, and there would be a sentence of subordinating clause, and both are connected with subordinating conjunctions. So next we are coming to the chapter of conjunction. The work of conjunction is only to connect either two words or two sentences or more than two sentences. So now we are going to talk about types of conjunctions. As we say that, first is coordinating conjunction, second is subordinating conjunction. Now we are going to discuss the difference between coordinating conjunction and subordinating conjunction. The difference is very clear. On one hand, coordinating conjunctions are supposed to connect two sentences of principal clauses, while on the other hand, subordinating conjunctions are supposed to connect one sentence of principal clause and another sentence of subordinate clause. So difference is basically clear. I repeat, coordinating conjunctions would connect two sentences of principal clauses, while subordinating conjunctions would connect one sentence of principal clause to another sentence of subordinate clause. So apart from this, the next is correlative conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions shows correlations. As correlative, when we talk about correlative conjunctions, there are two types of conjunctions working in a single sentence. In working in a sentence, connected subordinate principal clause, both types of sentences would exist there. So correlative conjunctions as not only but also, whether or, so that, as, so as, no sooner, or no sooner than. These are correlative conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions, apart from correlative conjunctions, fourth one type of a conjunction is conjunctive adverb. Conjunctive adverb, moreover, nevertheless, otherwise, therefore, then, finally. These are conjunctive adverbs. Conjunctive adverbs. Because why these are conjunctive adverbs? This is the question. Why are they being called conjunctive adverbs? First, adverb, as we have discussed in the chapter of adverb, types of adverbs, their variants, etc. But here conjunctive adverb. Conjunctive, it means it would connect two types of words, and the existence of adverb would be necessary there. So we call it conjunctive adverb. I will clear it with examples after it. So, coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunction refers to fine voice. Fine voice, 5 types of word work as a coordinating conjunction. As F. F means for. A means and. N means nor. B for but. Y, yet. S, so. O refers to or. I repeat once again. F refers to for. A refers to and. B refers to but. O refers to or. Y refers to yet. S refers to so. These 5 types of words work as coordinating conjunction in a sentence. And all of these words require a comma before them, before their uses. In case of subordinating conjunctions, there are some subordinating conjunctions as after, before, as, although, if, how, once, since, that, then, though, unless, until, when, why, while, whether, etc. These are subordinate conjunctions. When we talk about subordinating conjunctions, subordinate conjunctions are being used between a principal clause and subordinating clause. They doesn't require a comma before their uses. The basic difference between coordinate conjunction and subordinating conjunction. On one hand, where coordinate conjunction requires a comma before their uses, but in case of subordinate conjunction doesn't require any type of comma before their uses. So the difference is very clear. Finally, in the whole, I would conclude the whole chapter of conjunction and 3 types of sentences. In English grammar, there are 3 types of sentences. First is simple sentence, second is compound sentence, and third one is complex sentence. Simple sentence refers to the existence of a verb and a subject. It doesn't require, there may be a conjunction, but this conjunction would work only to connect to 2 words, not 2 types of sentences here. But in case of compound sentences, a coordinating conjunction would exist between 2 principal clauses with the use of comma before its uses. For example, as I have given in previous lecture, its example as Mohan went to market. Mohan went to market because he needed vegetables, simple terms. So the use of because here is connecting, is working as a subordinate conjunction, and it is connecting the first sentence to another sentence. As I say, Mohan goes to school, this is simple sentence. Sita goes to school because Mohan goes to school. This is the this is the complex sentence. Ram goes to school, but Syam does not go to school. This is the compound sentence. So difference is very clear. In case of simple sentence, there would be a subject and a verb. In case of compound sentence, there would be 2 sentences of principal clauses being connected with coordinate conjunctions with the use of comma. But in case of complex sentences, there would be 2 sentences. One would be of sentence of principal clause, and another would be of sentence of subordinating clause. There may be more than 1 sentence of subordinating clause, but the existence of 1 principal clause is necessary there, because in the lack of 1 sentence of principal clause, the structure of whole sentence cannot exist alone. So there would be at least 1 sentence of principal clause. So this is the basic difference between among 3 types of sentences. First is sentence of principal clause. First is simple sentence, another is compound sentence, and third one is complex sentence. Complex sentence would require subordinate conjunctions to be connected with each other, while compound sentence would require coordinate conjunctions to be connected with one another. In case of simple sentence, they would not require any type of conjunction, because they are a sentence of single verb, single subject. So this is the basic difference among the three types of sentences. So I would like to end the class now. I would meet again in the next class. Thank you.